4, 3, 2, 1. Earth below us, drifting toward us, falling weightless, coming home. So if they don't get me on copyright violation there. I just got out the shower. Not the shower, the shore. I just got out the shore. Turn this off. So this is an update to the object in outer space that they just found. And so I'm going to bring you up to date. I know the last video I made was yesterday. And so, we're keeping tabs on this. Me and Miku, Kaku, the dude who invented string theory, and Ivan Loeb. I think it's Ivan Loeb. I remember the last name. I know the first name has a V in it. I'm going to go in and see who this guy is. This is the guy who's saying, it's a spaceship, right? And then Kaku, he's the guy who invented string theory. So you have all the telescopes. You have all the telescopes on this thing right now watching it, right? And I told you yesterday, I don't know if it's a trick. It might be. We'll find out on the 19th. But I can tell you right now that they are hell-bent on making sure that you know that it is no threat to the Earth. Right? They got all kinds of videos out. It's no threat. Even if you ask AI, what is it? Well, it's this and it's this and it's this. But it's no threat to the Earth. Right? I guess the people will go crazy. Right? Yeah, because the people are so Dumbosville. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna let you know what I've been studying on this. I've been, trying to figure out what it is, what's going on with it. But before I do that, let me make sure the signal's good, because we have some overcast. We have some overcast, so I don't know what the signal's like. Okay. So today's Sunday. I'm stuck because it rained. It rained a lot all night long, and it's been raining for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and it's supposed to dry out tomorrow and the next day. But right now, it's probably so muddy out there that I can't make it to the store. And I checked, I only have that much water. So hopefully, I got another gallon of water out in my car, because I know that road is going to be so muddy right now. And you don't want to get stuck, because then your car is going to be stuck out there all night long, and anybody can do anything they want to it. Okay, so what's going on here? Nobody's doing live feeds right now. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, see that guy right there? See that guy right there? That's Mikiu Kaku. And I see you people who just came in the comments. Thanks for leaving comments. Thanks for double tapping the screen. So I'm just trying to find myself to make sure. Well, if there's comments, then I know it's getting out. Okay. Okay. So I signed up to this one Hindu girl today. She's real cute. Well, I don't know if she's Hindu, but she speaks Indian. Building vocabulary. Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Okay, let me go in here and check my channel. So, what have you all heard about the it looks like it's clear. Okay. What have you all heard about the Space Center? I'm sure. I mean, not Space Center, but this comet, what they're calling a comet. What have you heard about it? And um, the YouTube is flooded with all different. A lot of people, they want to build their channel, right? They want clicks and they want retention and all this. So everybody just takes these videos and they repost them. So who's the main bozo who's making these videos? Okay. But you hear some they're saying this and they're saying that, and they say it's not a this, and the other one says it is. Well, the guy from Harvard right here says that it's a technological spacecraft. Okay. Um, because it's accelerating and decelerating, and it's not it's not conforming to other things that are just moving through the sky like a rock, like a typical comet. This one is not behaving like a comet. And so they said that the comet, when it went by the sun, that it slowed down. It slowed down by a significant amount. And it weighs like thousands and thousands of tons. And then after it slowed down, then it freaking accelerated out of the sun's orbit. So I'm thinking, well, this object, probably to do travel, it has to go by the sun's, right? A sun is energy. And so probably it locks on, the tractor beams or some kind of something that can absorb flux energy, because the sun is pure energy, right? So there's all kinds of radio waves and radiation waves, all different kinds of waves where you can tap into and harness this energy. There must be 1,000 different ways you can do it. So probably this huge freaking thing, just like an electric car going downhill, it freaking turns on the beams and it slows the thing down because it's taking in all that flux off the sun. It's charging up. So it charged up its batteries, and then it freaking poof, took off out of there because now it's got full charge. That's a possibility. Anyway, the chances of this thing coming in where it did and not hitting anything, that's bizarre. And when you're out there traveling at that speed, 150,000 miles per hour, 200 million miles from Earth, that's like freaking somebody shot a bullet at you. You can hear the bullet go by. Woo! Okay. And so, that's just, something to think about. Now, I'm not saying, it's an alien spacecraft. If what they're saying is true, hell yeah, it is. But if they are bull crapping the people, if this is another trick because the people are starting to catch on to the reptilian shapeshifters, if this is another trick by the reptilian shapeshifters to discredit the people who have been talking about the reptilian shapeshifters, because psychologically the people are going to think any of these people like David Icke or any of these people who are talking about the reptilian shapeshifters, if they say, oh, this thing, it's a spacecraft, psychologically, on the 19th, when they say it was just a comet, they're going to associate that with the reptilian shapeshifter. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. According to what they're telling us. Okay? But here's the thing about what they're telling us. Okay. They're telling us that somebody's putting out fake videos of Cuckoo, right? Makio Cuckoo. They're all fake. They're all AI generated. You don't think he would know that these are out there? You don't think he would talk to YouTube? The freaking guy who invented theory, you don't think all those videos would be taken down? They would cancel all those channels immediately? Okay? So, obviously, some higher upper ups are um, putting this out there. Okay, well, there's some weakness to what they're telling us because, first of all, if they tell the people uh, the dynamics of this thing, okay, this is one that they saw. How about all the other ones that they haven't seen? Okay, and if there are more of them, how come they're not plowing into anything? If they're going through, right, maneuvering through, that tells you it's not just a freaking rock flying through space. It'd be hitting crap. How many of them are there? This is just one that this thing's only 10 miles big, 200 million miles away. How in the hell did they spot this thing? Which telescope spotted it? Okay, so they also have other telescopes. They have other telescopes, one by Mars, one one over by Jupiter. It's called JUICE. And one by Mars, and the one by Mars, they're supposed to be releasing the pictures of it. The one from Mars was only like 30 million miles away from it. Compared to us, we're like 200 million miles away from it. And I think it was actually this telescope where they first saw it. And so if they would have been able to spot it a year in advance, they could have sent off a rocket to intercept it to see exactly what it is, because they have another space thing that they sent out into outer space. Okay, it's called the Explorer rover Explorer. Okay, and it's just, I don't know where the hell it's going. I think it's going to out of the what do you call this, the galaxy, or our whatever you call it, the planets that are circling this in a certain direction, and it is traveling at like 44,000 miles per hour. I think 44,000 miles per hour. That's how fast these things, that's how fast they can send something out to intercept that. At that speed, if they would have had 1 year's notice, if they would have noticed this thing 1 year before it got here, they only noticed it on July 1st, so that's only like 90 days. That's 3 months, 3 or 4 months. But if they would have had 1 year notice, they could have launched a rocket to go out there and see what the hell this thing is. Okay? Because at 44,000 miles per hour, you could be 200 million miles within a year. You do the math. And so rover's like trillions of miles away right now. 16 trillion miles. So they could send something out there to take a picture of whatever the hell this thing is. But here's the thing. If these people were serious, okay, we have artificial intelligence. You could tell artificial intelligence, I'm sure it can put things together, okay? You could tell artificial intelligence to make a video of our solar system and track this object so that the people can see what the hell you're talking about, right? Because like They're saying that it's behind the sun right now. So if you look at the sun's over here, but I'm looking out this way, okay? So if you look and you see the sun, they're saying it's behind the sun, and you think, well, it's on the other side of the sun because it's behind the sun. No, it's not, okay? Because we're on the outside. The sun is in the middle, okay? And so um, it's not on the other side of the sun in the middle. It's on the outside over here. You get it? It's not on the other side of the sun in the middle. It's on the outside. It's traveling out here. Okay? And the sun is in here, and all the planets are circling the sun. So it's like we're inside out, kind of. But, you know, they're saying this is the Harvard, the head honcho freaking astronomer at Harvard. He says it's a freaking vehicle because it has thrusters on it. And if that was true, why hasn't anybody made a model on AI so to show the people what the hell's going on? Because it's either a bunch of bull or they're afraid that it's freaking extraterrestrials. Which even if it is extraterrestrials, they're already here on Earth. They're probably the ones telling you about it. They've been here for a minute. They've got thousands and thousands of pyramids all over planet Earth. And so, you know, but let's just say it was, a different extraterrestrials. Who knows how many of them there are? For this thing to come in where it did is just, it's bizarre. It's crazy. How in the hell did they spot it? Something 10 miles big, traveling 200 million miles away. How in the hell did they spot it? Okay, so that's all I've got for right now. So take that information and try to process it, try to understand what's going on with it. Okay? Thank you for leaving comments, and we'll talk to you all later. 67, what does that mean? Does that mean the year they're supposedly supposed to have landed on the moon? Anyway, that's all I've got to. Oh, the Voyagers went. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that what if, just thinking, what if this is something from the future? You know how I don't understand dimensions or all of that stuff. One time I kind of understood it when this one guy, he explained about 3 dimension, the third dimension and the fourth dimension. He explained it as a piece of paper, and it kind of made sense a little bit, but I don't know all about that stuff. But if it was true, it could even be, this is just thinking, well, possible. If anything, if it is extraterrestrial, I think there's probably going to be, extraterrestrials in there. But considering the way things are and the way they've been doing stuff in outer space, I mean, they've got humans out there. That's freaking bizarre. And they haven't been really keeping the people, letting them know exactly what's going on with it. Well, probably not me because I don't watch mainstream media. But what if it's one of these autonomous machines, right? An android. What if it has like R2D2 and 3CPO driving it? You know what I mean? Or what if it is an android? There's no 3CPO or nothing. It is an intelligent vehicle, an autonomous vehicle, like the cars that drive themselves. Kind of, sort of, something like that. But, you know what I mean? It's like a android, but it's a ship, an android ship, artificial intelligence or whatever. and it's just driving around out in outer space. Who knows? Like how you'll have a remote control something or whatever, and you just throw it out there like a message in the bottle or something. Maybe it was an experiment from other worlds that, maybe it's unmanned. It's a possibility, right? If you look at where we're going with technology, that's a freaking piece of cake. But I mean, this thing is supposed to be huge, so I don't know what the hell it is. But to me, the picture that I saw, they said that the pictures that are out there right now are fake and phony. It's AI generated. But that's that's not what we're talking about. AI can generate something. It can generate our galaxy, and it can generate this thing where it's at. AI knows all this crap. Everything that's written about it, AI knows about it. It'd be a piece of cake for to generate a video showing where it's at, and but they haven't. That's a red flag right there. They are hiding something, or this is a bunch of horse crap. Okay, so that's all I've got. Thanks for leaving that, because I almost forgot to say that, talk about that. Okay, well, that's good. I don't know what any of this other stuff is about. I'm just talking to you, you know, letting you know that people do not think, right? They don't have any idea about what this thing is. And let's just say, let's just say if it was true what this Harvard professor is saying, if it was true, and this thing is supposed to be 170 million miles away from us on the 19th of next month, right? Um, all I can say is this is gonna be crazy, dude. They should have, they should have, the minute they saw it. Well, I don't know. They need to make, of course, they will eventually make something to where when they see something like this, because that's a threat, isn't it? When they see something like this, if they have the freaking technology to spot something 10 miles big, 200 million miles away, if they have that technology, they should have something in place to where, you know, by the time they noticed that it was, having these thrusters or whatever, they should have launched something out there to intercept it to see what the hell it is. Um, so that's all I'm saying. And a lot of people, they're not thinking this way. So that's why I'm making the video, for the people to start thinking this way. They should have an AI generated model of exactly what's going on, because they didn't teach us crap in school. We don't know, where these uh, planets are, Jupiter and whatever. It's not on a perfect, they're not all at the perfect same level. Jupiter might be down here. We don't know how far that is or anything. If they would show it so that the people can see what it looks like, right? They would know, but they're not. That's a red flag right there. You got every scientist all around the world watching this thing like a hawk right now. All the freaking telescopes are turned to it. Even the telescopes over there in Mars, which are usually looking at Mars, they're turned around to take pictures of this thing. And they took pictures. They're waiting for them to be released right now. So I guess probably when they take the pictures and they send the signal back to Earth, even though the signal is traveling at the speed of light, it takes a minute to get here, right? Who knows? All this stuff the people don't know. They're a bunch of ignorance. They're ignorant. They don't want you to know a damn thing about what's going on in outer space. That's why they don't want you to know about the reptilian shapeshifters. Okay? And David Icke. What's he talking about? I'll confess something here. You know, I've been saying that I do not agree with his theory of what he thinks about the electric vehicle. I do not agree with it. Okay? I promote David Icke. I promote the book. I believe all the stuff that he wrote about it. It's all documented facts, what he writes about. But I told you, I don't believe what he says about the electric car, and I don't believe his not matrix, but his theory that this is a simulation. I told you, I don't believe those two things that he says. And I told you, I suspect he's an extraterrestrial himself, or he would not know all this stuff. And that's why he's banned from everywhere, because he knows about the extraterrestrials, who he calls reptilian shapeshifters, who are also the fallen angels, Lucifer and the fallen angels. If you read the damn book, you'll learn this stuff, that they are Satanists. These extraterrestrials are Satanists. They run the world. They are the rulers. They've been doing it since day one. Okay? And so I told you, read the book. But there are things I don't agree with what he says. Okay? Namely the electric vehicle and this matrix thing. But when I was looking at this stuff, I asked AI, I said, can you draw me a picture of the galaxy and show me where this 3i atlas is? And it was just like, it backed off. It was like it had instructions like hush hush, because it answered something different. It says, yes, the pictures of it are AI generated. They're fake. They're a fraud. That's not what I asked it. And so I said that I didn't believe in these two things, but he is smart. He is very smart. And he goes out there and got all that information. And I was looking at the galaxy. And when I saw it, and when I saw where the sun was, because I'm trying to figure out, they say it's behind the sun, but it's going to be by us. And did it go behind the sun, or did it just go across the sun? They couldn't see it because it was going across the sun, and you can't look right at the sun. It's kind of confusing a little bit. That's why you need a model to see what the hell it's doing. But when I was looking at all the galaxies, I was like, it's like what goes on inside your body. You have these it would be like a comet. They have, different micro stuff that's, microscopic stuff that's going on. I mean, these things that are in your body are shaped like spacecraft. If you look at the microscope, the electron microscope, if you look at images of these things, they look like freaking rocket ships with landing gear. And that's basically what it looks like, the planets that are out there. But it does look like, something that would be, that you can generate on a computer. It does look, mathematical and stuff. It's just a strange thing when you start realizing, if you, when you can see outside, when you can step back and see the planets. And they don't show us this stuff. Hence, that's why they haven't released a video to let the people know what the hell this thing is, because AI can generate a video just like this and let you know exactly where this thing is at. It can label them. This is where Venus is, and it's 2,000 miles from here. It can do all that stuff, right? So just because it's generated by AI, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are people out there screwing around, but there's a place that you can go and get legitimate information, at least as legitimate as the government wants you to know, but it's the most reputable. It would be NASA, right? They have a place right now, a website. NASA has a website keeping tabs on this. It's on the front page, keeping tabs on this thing. Then you could have people like David Icke who go in there and find out exactly what the hell's going on. He'll let you know if they're lying or what they're keeping a secret. But I haven't heard nothing from David Icke because they banned him from the two major social platforms here in the United States. And he's also banned in 30 European countries: Sweden, Netherlands, all that stuff, Belarus, whatever. 30 of them places up there. They don't even want him coming close to their citizens to let them know that, these extraterrestrials exist and they're here. They're the ones who's banning them. Okay, so thanks for leaving comments, everybody. I just wanted to put that out there so that the people can start thinking about this, because we're going to be getting new information every day. Right now, we're waiting for the pictures from the Mars uh, telescope or whatever it is over there in Mars. It was only 30 million miles from the thing. It passed by Mars, and so that's what they're waiting for right now. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you. Yeah, uh, I think you're just trying to throw the people off topic. How is the weather in Fresno? Well, I'm 70 miles from Fresno, but you can see it rained all night last night, and then it just barely starting to dry off right now, and it's like all my whole kitchen is soaked with water, so it's just really kind of nasty, and so I'm kind of like trapped out here because when it rains this much out here, you need a four-wheel drive to get out to go down to the store. So I'm hoping it doesn't rain too much more, and I'll be able to actually go to the store, because I think I might be running out of water. I'm not sure. Are you talking about it's not called a bacteriophage, it's called a I took microbiology. It's called a macrophage. Macrophage. The macrophage is the one that goes up and eats up all the pollution and on the microscopic stuff. It's like a blob. It's like a blob, and it goes and it freaking just surrounds it and freaking consumes it. Um, so it's not a whatever you called it. It's not called a bacteriophage. It's called a macrophage. Microplastics look like mini UFOs. That when I first saw that picture, I thought that you know how they've been doing that whole thing, right? A lot of people. I don't want to go off topic. I just want you to digest that information first. Um, yeah. Um, he's on X if you want to go see what he's doing. Okay. You can go in there and I guess ask him some questions or stuff. But yeah, you would think that he would be out there talking about what's going on. And he might be, but they might be, sandboxing it. Thanks for the subscribe. Thanks for the person who subscribed. So we'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Hello from Brazil. Thanks for tuning in. Trying to figure out how to turn this thing off there.